The initial enrollment period for individuals is over, and Obamacare is up and running across the country. But small and mid-sized employers still need to pay attention, and plenty of them are. There are things they still need to know about this new approach to health care. Sherry Hurley is here with a few words to the wise. She's Vice President of Compliance with Henderson Brothers in Pittsburgh. And welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you, Bill, for having me.
So how about it? You're dealing mostly on the group side. All the publicity we've heard has really been the individuals and the exchanges and trying to find the insurance, especially for people who were uninsured. How have things been shaken out when you think about the group plans, the kinds that businesses offer?
Okay. Well, it depends on the size of employer as to what they're experiencing today. We are finding that a lot of our small businesses, the employers that have 49 or less employees, are shocked, let's say, right now. We are starting to see the renewals in 2014 for businesses that are small employers. And a lot of them are very surprised to see that the increases in their overall premium are very, very large.
Well, how so? Is this what you were expecting as somebody who really watches the insurance market?
So, as you can imagine, it changes every day. For the last 4 years, it's been a very fluid situation. But we did expect that some of our clients, our small clients, would see big increases this year because of the new rating methodology that applies to small employers.
And so what's at play in the rating methodology?
Okay, so
how did that change?
Up until this year in Pennsylvania, businesses, their rates have been generated taking into account very specific factors or variables. So, for example, gender played a role in what the rates would be, age of the participants, the industry of an organization also played a large role in what those rates look like. The aggregate medical history of an organization also has been a variable up until now. So small businesses that have had a fairly healthy organization and one that is perhaps made up of a lot of younger employees, in general have been very fortunate, and their rates have been very low historically, very competitive. Although if you talk to those businesses, they probably say
they
their
still
rates
think they're too high.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the perspective.
Everything is relative,
it's all right, exactly. And then we've got a lot of organizations that are average. You know, your average employer.
Got a mix, old and young,
and then old,
sick and healthy, men and women, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're seeing now with the new rating methodology is a very big change in how those rates are presented and how they're generated. So, for example, there's no longer a gender factor. A 22-year-old female is going to be rated the same exact way a 22-year-old male. Okay, so you say, well, why is that really a big deal? The only variables now that are part of this methodology are age, regional factor, so geographic.
This part of the United States,
exactly,
right? Our region,
Western Pennsylvania, let's say. And then tobacco use status, and then whether the individual is a single enrollee or family. So those 4 factors now are what are used to generate the new rates.
And so what happens then to this range of businesses we've been talking about as a result of the new methodology?
So what we expected, of course, and this is what we were told, is that some of the younger organizations, primarily male, would see some big increases. You know, they'd go from here to here, all right? And we prepared our clients for that. And then we expected that our more ill clients, those who have unfortunately had bad medical history, that they would be thrilled to see that their rates would come down. And then the majority of our clients would see maybe what we call a trend increase, maybe 10%, maybe 15%. Unfortunately, what we are seeing is very, very large increases for the vast majority of our clients that have received renewals so far for this year.
Okay, so you're being presented by your insurance company with this big increase potentially. What does a business do right now? Is there any recourse?
Well, so the good news is, and again I mentioned how fluid this has been, is approximately a month ago, the White House announced that businesses, small businesses in particular, can keep their plan if they want to keep their plan. So now that same latitude applies, or same flexibility applies to small businesses that applied to individual products. But because insurance is regulated at the state level, The White House, after they made the announcement, then said, okay, it's up to the states to decide. So the Pennsylvania Insurance Commissioner did go ahead and approve this delay, let's say, okay.
You can stay with
a
your
relief.
old plan
You can
if
stay
you want
with,
to.
You can stay with your old plan. And so small businesses, not all of them, one of the insurers in Western Pennsylvania has announced to date that the renewals that are coming up here, I think it's April, May, June, that those organizations have an opportunity, and this is great, where they can stay with their old plan and stay with the old rating methodology, or go with a new plan, one of the new metal level plans, and go with the new Affordable Care Act rating methodology. And they're actually being given the opportunity to review the differences and compare the cost.
Wow. So if other insurance companies follow suit, employers would at least have the option, and they would be able to, at least for a couple of years, right? Because this is not open-ended.
Yeah, right. This is not open-ended. It has been announced that this transition relief will apply until October 1st of 2016.
Okay.
Now again, the states have to approve it, and the insurers have to accommodate this. And as you can imagine, it's very, very involved to make a decision like this, to do this.
Well, all right. Well, at least it's worth asking your insurance company before you sign on the dotted line, for sure. And obviously a very fast-moving space. Sherry Hurley from Henderson Brothers, thanks for bringing us an update. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up, the booming business of craft beer in our region. Stay with us.